Good morning, everyone. Mary Janet here from Tunes and Wooden Spoons. How's everybody today on World Porridge Day? And I said, why not? I was having a bowl of porridge the other morning and hadn't had one in a while, but it's kind of getting that way with the weather, and it's time to winter up, I guess, or fall up. Let's just leave it at fall for now. And so I started looking through the internet, you know, what's the history behind the porridge and all of that stuff. And it was so interesting, and found out that October 10th is World Porridge Day. And I said, well, maybe there'd be other people who'd be interested in making some porridge with me on World Porridge Day. So that's exactly what I decided to do. So thanks for dropping in. And that tune that's playing there, I love it. It is an actual old Gaelic song. If anybody is familiar with our Gaelic songs, it was called A Romaninian Voyak. A Romaninian Voyak, a Romaninian Voyak. I don't even know how to say the words because I don't speak Gaelic, but I love that. And it's a nice slow version played so beautifully by Ali Bennett. Hello, Ann Boudreau. How are you? And yes, back at you. Happy Porridge Day. Ann Boudreau is one of our featured grandmas in the new cookbook, and she's from here in Cape Breton, and just a lovely cook and a great dancer. Her and her hubby just love to dance. So anyway, we're going to get started here. So I want to tell you a little bit about porridge, okay? And I actually printed off some pictures, because sometimes, do I buy rolled oats? Do I buy quick oats? Do I buy minute oats? Or do I buy the steel cut oats and whatever? And I know Alison Carlisle from Edinburgh in Scotland is going to be joining us today somewhere on here. Say hello, Alison, if you're there. I do believe that in Scotland they mostly use the steel cut oats, and or they're called pinhead oats. And I have this is some steel cut oats here, and just so you can see the consistency, the little buds of that. And hi, Tara Landry. So I'll be using this later in the month. We love to make a furak here in Cape Breton. And what you do with these oats is you put them on a cookie sheet in a 350 oven, and let them get toasty brown. And then you whip up some whipped cream, no sugar, and you add a few tablespoons of this, and it's an old Scottish tradition that was brought here. And sometimes they would put, like a penny in, a thimble, and a wedding ring. And so if you got the money, hopefully you wouldn't swallow it. You're going to be rich. If you got the thimble, you're going to be an old maid. If you got the ring, you're going to be married. Lots of old little things, and I love that. But nowadays, I've heard that they're to encourage people to try it. You put a little sugar in it, but there's something about that old taste. And it's the same with the oats, the different kinds of oats. So we have regular rolled oats, which is a rolled out version. And I took a picture off the internet. You can find yourself. So these are called the groats, that they're fall off the oats that you've grown. And the rolled oats are these groats rolled out. The quick oats are this rolled oats rolled out thinner, and it takes a shorter time to cook. And that's what we're using today. Hello, Callista. And the minute oats are rolled even thinner again from the quick oats, and they only take 1 minute to make, right? So I think here in these regions, a lot of people just use the rolled oats and not the minute oats, but the quick oats. That's what I'm using today, and they're a finer grain, right? And there's also, one time I was at Costco and I bought sprouted oats, and they're a rolled oats, but they're germinated for a few days, and they get this little husk on them or something, and they're probably a lot healthier than than the normal ones, and they're especially good if you want that to feel that roughness in like a good oatmeal cookie or something like that, right? So anyway, we're going to go ahead today and make these. Now I'm doubling the recipe because I have I wanted to say something about last night. We went to this beautiful concert called Masters Concert, and it's a kickoff in the community of Judik at the Celtic Music Interpretive Center for a fiddle classes that are going to take place all this coming week because it's Celtic Colors. And all of the tutors had a Masters concert last night to kick off. There were 10 teachers there. The best of the best, honest to God. It was just absolutely incredible. A 2-hour concert, and it was just phenomenal. So a very good friend that I met through Tunes and Wooden Spoons, and we have become fast friends over the last few years, is Heather Pike, and she lives and works in Ontario, but she's a Cape Bretoner, and my sister Bernice is here. So they're going to be joining me in a bowl of porridge after I get this done. So I've doubled the normal recipe that I would use, just the same recipe that's on the back of the bags that you buy. So I'm using the minute oats. The normal recipe that I would make for myself, which makes about 2 servings, is 3 cups of water. Bring to a boil, and you add about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt in that, and that will add the flavoring. And I think 1 1/4 cups of rolled oats. Now, I should check that out. Hold on. Where did I put that? I don't know where I put the bag, but I have it all measured out here, and just follow what's on the back. Now that's how I make the porridge. When I was young, we made it in a double boiler, and it was cooked on top. And there's another way that you can cook it. You can cook it with, when you put your cold water in, you can put your oats in at that time, at the same time as the salt, and bring it to a boil. And it's, I think, a little creamier. So if you like it like that. And then some people use a mix of water and milk to make it, and people like that. So it's all in your own preference. But when we're going to serve it and have it, we're gonna see what you like on it. Me, I just like milk and some brown sugar, but I have some other additives here that we can choose, and we'll talk about that. And anyway, let's get started. I have my induction burner here, and I'm going to start that up. So I'm going to put the 6 cups of water in this, okay? Of course, that music that I'm playing is the Falcha CD, the Falcha CD, I have it downloaded off the internet, and it is a CD, a series of CDs that are available at the Celtic Music Interpretive Center. And this particular one that I've played since the beginning of Tunes and Wooden Spoons, it features all the tunes on it are airs or waltzes. And then they have, I think about 5 other ones. But this one is my favorite. When I want to sit down and I want to read, or I want to have some quiet time, I just put that on, and I absolutely love it. Okay, so we've got our I'll put about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt in there. And look at what I have here. Now you can use, I think it's best to use like, I'm using this, and it says spurtle, S-P-U-R-T-L-E. And it is a wooden tool that is used by many people, and its home is in Scotland, where the tradition of porridge and oats, or oatmeal, people just call porridge oatmeal as well. And I think, hopefully if Allison's on here, she might give some, oh, hi Barb Blizzard. I'm coming to Fredericton, Barb, and I'm going to be there. I think it's I'm not going to say the date because it's the weekend after next, but I'll let you know. We're going to be there for 10 o'clock in the morning at the Chapters or Indigo at the Regent Mall in Fredericton. So I hope I get to see you there, Barb. She's one of our featured grandmas as well. So I'm just bringing this to a boil on putting this on high, and bring it to a boil, and then I'll add my oats, which I'm going to say is I think it's 1 1/3 cup of rolled oats that the recipe calls for, and so I doubled it, so I have a little bit more than that in there, 2 2/3. And so yeah, the spurtle. There's also an American spurtle, which doesn't look anything like this. Actually going to find it for you. I use this tool all the time too. It's a curved, and we love using this. And you say it for anything really. Use it for anything. It's a lovely tool. But it's also called a spurtle, but I think it's called an American spurtle. This one, and kind of the top is kind of like shaped like a Scottish thistle. So a little history on on oatmeal that I found. Certainly was a staple in the Scots diet, and you know how the old saying goes, it sticks to your ribs. In the old days, apparently, it could be the reason that the sporran was created, because I found that, and anybody out there can correct me if I'm wrong, but when the men were going on trips, they would carry the sporran, and in the sporran would be the oats, and they would, and of course there was no sugar. They never added the sugar in those days. And when they would stop on their trek and journey along the way, they would pull out the oats and they would find water and combine it, and it sustained them on their travels. I'm still trying to get over a cold here. Okay. Yes, thanks, Barb. I will see you then. That's awesome. So this is coming to a bubble very quickly here. We'll just let that be. But there was lots of things that the Scots, you know, used the oats for to sustain them. There was other little things that they used it for. I think there was a thing called cruel or something like that, which was if you were sick and stuff like that, you would spoon it with cream and a little bit of this in it, you know. But if anybody has any stories, I would love to see it. I probably won't see it until the replay. But if you're using a spurtle, one of the things that you're supposed to do is always circle to the right. Now, because it's opposite that you're seeing me on there, it looks like I'm stirring to the left, but I'm not. I'm stirring to the right. Stirring to the right brings the fairies and good luck. Stirring to the left, I'll leave that up to your imagination, but it's not good. So I'm not going to defy the fairies, and I'm going to be circling to the right, okay? So tell me if you're having porridge where you are, and Are you celebrating World Porridge Day with me? Never watch a kettle boil. Good morning, Karen. Good morning to you. But you think of all the things that the Scots used this for, like our oat cakes. We wouldn't have, like the true oat cakes that were made, they had butter only, and the fine oats. And no sugar at all. Very, very bland. But as our wishes for something a little bit sweeter, a little bit of sugar kept being added. And the recipe that I make with oat cakes is using the rolled oats. It doesn't matter to me which I use, but usually it's the quick oats. It's a cup of butter and a half a cup of sugar and 1.5 cups of flour and some salt. And did I say sugar? I did say sugar. And you mix that all up together, and then you put a little soda and a couple of tablespoons of water, and you roll it out thin. Hello, Krista. I see you. Krista, that's on here, is our publicist, and she's just a lovely. Lynn Caldwell, you're making porridge, and you put yogurt and fruit on yours, and today I will add a bit of honey, sometimes cinnamon. Yes, thank you for reminding me of the cinnamon. And also, a lot of people will use maple syrup. And I read online that sometimes people put cream on their porridge. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, Noreen. If you are interested in trying steel cut oats, you can get them at Costco, and the price is much better than for the regular. Thank you, Noreen Nunn. But some people use a little tad of whiskey with cream. Can you imagine doing that in the morning? I don't know. This whiskey was gifted to me, and I don't drink, but gifted to me. But somebody drank it. Visitors would take it out for visitors, but it's from our local distillery, the Glenora Distillery, and this is a 10-year one. People love it, I guess, but certainly I won't be putting it on my porridge. Oh, coffee pot. It's done. Okay. All right, we're coming to a boil. Slowly but surely. Just wait. Can you see into the pot there? I just want it to come to a good rolling boil. It's boiling, but it's not a rolling boil yet. So, there we go. I put it on sear. That should do it. I'm going to pour this in. Oh, I almost went to the left. To turn to the right. And if I don't catch this in time, it will just overflow the pot as it starts coming to a boil. So I have to be careful. And you just do this for about 3 minutes before it's all absorbed, the water is absorbed. And I know there's little packages to make porridge. I don't know, it's so easy to make. Make your own, because you don't know what's in those packages. Besides, there's lots of, they already put maple flavoring in there and everything. Okay. So it starts to boil. It's going to boil over if I don't put it down lower. I guess in Scotland they would have porridge competitions, oatmeal competitions, and I don't know if they still have them or not. But everybody would have to make the porridge, or they call it oatmeal, where we call it porridge. I don't know why, but we do the different. But they had just regular porridge category, and then it was there was a specialty category as well. Okay. So I'm really just going to keep stirring this until it's absorbed. Do not stir the opposite way, Mary Janet. Do not want any bad luck. So this today is in honor of our ancestors. And they were hardy people. And I know in our house, this was a staple every morning. We would have either this porridge or cream of wheat porridge. Some people make porridge out of the Red River cereal too. I've never tried that. I was never a fan of it. I'm just going to turn that down so it's still bubbling but not so hefty. Now I'm going to take my notes that I got from the internet, see if I forgot anything. So the groats, we went through that. Groats are the whole oat grain. Steel cut or pinhead oats are groats that are chopped into pieces. The nutty and hearty. Rolled oats, quick oats, sprouted oats are oats that have started to germinate before being dried. Sweet and easy to digest. And oatmeal in Scotland means ground oats, not just the porridge itself. Now the steel cut oats are just that. They take the groats and they cut it with steel blades and stuff like that. But true pinhead oats, they're ground like in the. I know we had a wheel at home and where you could ground things like oats. They're ground with stone. So this is coming along really good. I'm not timing this. I'm just going by the look. What I like, and I'll get my lovely guests who are relaxing, and my sister is sleeping in the chair. Oh, did I do that? I did. Okay. So I can see that that's really coming together. Come over and sit at the table, Heather and Bernice. You have to have it while it's hot. So I can just feel it starting to stick on the bottom. So I know that that is ready. Now when I make my porridge brown bread, this is what I use. I make the porridge. The 3-cup measure, I believe, is what I use in making my porridge brown bread. And Bernice is really going to try hard to have the oatmeal this morning instead of having just a cup of tea and toast and jam for breakfast every single day. We'll get back to her youth. Okay, we'll turn this off. Okay, I'm just going to see if I have forgotten anything here of these little things. I really got lots of, if the groats are chopped up steel blades, you get steel cut oats, or what the Scots would call pinhead. And they take longer to cook. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. The steel cut oats and the rolled oats, and they take about 15 to 20 minutes, I think, when you're cooking it. But probably better for you. So I think that's about it. You don't need to be fancy. Like, that's what I was thinking. This is how they survived, and there was no sugar in their lives there. Well, there's a lot of sugar in my life, and they did it right, and we should do that. So anyway, we're going to share a bowl with you and just take a little bite before we say goodbye, but I want to thank you for joining us today. We're going to sit down here, and you pass me your bowl. And I love these bowls, and I know I've told you about them. They are a spode china, but I can't read clearly. But in memory of a lovely lady that I looked after in Halifax, darling Joyce, and I inherited her dinnerware that was bought in 1925. So it's a long time ago. And if you don't like the thickness of it at this level, you know, it's fairly thick, as you can see. And you can just add some boiling water and it'll be fine. So 3 bowls coming up. So I'm going to put that right there. All right, and that's turned off. And we're going to go sit down. And we're going to turn the music down and off. So show you my lovely guests here. There's my sister Bernice. Say hi, Bernice.
Hello there.
She's always camera shy. I don't know if we're sisters or not. And here we have Heather Pike.
Hello.
And do you call Glace Bay home? Where's home for you in Cape Breton? I know you have a Bedeck. Bedeck is
Sydney Mines.
Sydney Mines. Okay.
Yeah. Bedeck.
Bedeck now.
Bedeck now.
Okay, I'm gonna turn off the music. There we go. Okay. See if we get this right. Okay. Here we go. So what I put out anyway, we have the whiskey, but I don't think anybody's going to go for that. I have milk. Do you want some cream? I have cream if you'd rather cream.
No, thank you.
You're not? And so we have brown sugar and milk. And so help yourself. And I put some strawberries out. And you know what? I forgot the cinnamon, as someone suggested. Get that. Where would I be without cinnamon? Here's some cinnamon. And maple syrup. I guess we don't need it, but I like to buy the local maple syrup. Margree Valley maple syrup. I just got this one the other day. And you can put blueberries, bananas. You can put some flaxseed on there and make it really nutritious. I just like it plain with a little brown sugar. Probably 2 teaspoons. And what do you think, Bernice? Can you handle it again?
Very healthy.
There we go. I'm going to take it up. Have a good little spoon.
Delicious.
It's great. It's great. However you like it, it's good. You can do lots of things with oats. I'm telling you, you could do multiple shows with oats. And of course, I have to toot my new book. Come in, the kettle's on. It's available at Indigo and all online at Amazon and Indigo as well, and lots of bookstores and gift shops across the province and in New Brunswick and PEI as well. But lots of recipes in there with rolled oats in it. There's one recipe in there. Oh my God, they're dandy squares. Here we go with the sugar. They're lemon crumble squares. I think that's what they're called. I got to remember. I have to go through it. Where's the index? But I was thinking that's a different kind of a recipe with the oats in it. But bad when you can't find the index in your own cookbook. But it's here. There it is. Squares, cookies and squares. There's spicy oatmeal raisin cookies. And there's Carol's butterscotch oatmeal bars. That's Nancy Regan's mom. There, crunchy lemon squares. Page 35. This is, isn't this sad to say? I don't even have my own book. This book belongs to Nancy Regan's mom that I have to give to her. She was unwell when I went to deliver, so I couldn't get there, but I'm giving it to her on November the 1st when I see her. Those lemon squares. They are delicious. And they've got like, oh, just really, really, really good. Lemon, Eagle Brand milk in it as well. So, we've had our little taste test. We're honoring our ancestors, our dear Scottish ancestors who gave us the awareness for this wonderful food that we are eating today. So anyway, I want you to have a wonderful day, wonderful week, and I'll be on here again next Friday at noon, at 12 noon, with the phenomenal fiddler Richard Wood is coming, and we're cooking. I didn't tell him what we were cooking yet, but I said to him, "Are you a sweet or a savory guy?" And he said, sweet. And he's like this thin, right? So I said, okay, what can I do? So anyway, one of our featured grandmas in this book is Pauline Chisholm. And she's from Heatherton area of Antigonish. And her grandchildren love what they called her chocolate pudding. But it's actually similar to a recipe that I make too, that I put in the first book. But it's like a dessert, a chocolate dessert that syrups itself while it's baking. And I'm going to make some homemade ice cream, and I'll have some already made, but I'll also make it on the show. It's just, you'll find it on the internet. It's just 3 ingredients, whipping cream and Eagle Brand milk and something. What is the third one? Vanilla. Vanilla. And, or you can make it whatever flavor you want. So I said, well, Richard, I'm going to do this, and he can make that with me. It only takes a few minutes to whip up, and of course he's going to play his beautiful music. And he is here for the Celtic Colors International Festival, which starts tonight. And there's tickets left for the opening show in Port Hawkesbury tonight. If you're local and not so local, you want to go? just fill your boots. It's going to be a great one. And next week, I'm happy to be emceeing the Monday night show in Judik, and there's still a couple of tickets left for that. And you can go online and find out all the entertainers that are going to be in there. And then on Tuesday night, it's the 30th anniversary show called Keolas, which is an Outer Hebrides festival in South Uist. And I've taught dancing there years ago, 3 or 4 different years. And so there's a group of them that are going to be there for the 30th anniversary, and I'm going to be backstage manager, excuse me. And then on Wednesday night, Strathspey Place is the dance show, and I'm emceeing that, and it's going to be a great week all together. It always is. And there's lots of other events and dinners and suppers all around this. This is our last kick at the can before we all go into hibernation, and all the little stores and or little restaurants close after Celtic Colors is over, it seems, on Cape Breton, and we just hunker down until spring, when everything wakes up again, and we love it. And I was going to say one more thing. And yes, and I have a book signing next Wednesday afternoon from 1 until 3 during Celtic Colors at the corner store in Inverness, Miss Brenna's corner store, from 1 until 3. So, okay, again, have a wonderful week. You matter to me, and I love you for joining us today for sure. And make sure you love one another. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.